Thanks for watching Halftime TV. This is Leon Bailey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hello, happy Monday, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode. And I know over the weekend we've been focused solely on track and field, but the Reggae Boyz played last night and they're now out of the Copa America tournament. Now, for those who aren't up to speed, the Reggae Boyz qualified for the Copa America via the Nations League. All right. So what they did in the Nations League the other day, they qualified for the Copa America tournament. The Reggae Boyz played 3 games in their group. We had Ecuador, we had Mexico, Venezuela, and then Jamaica. Jamaica played 3 games. We conceded 7 goals and we scored once. All right. Overall, I think being at the Copa America tournament was a huge deal. A lot of Jamaican fans, myself included, we were excited that the team got the opportunity to participate in the tournament. However, and I say that, however, with a grain of salt, because we go to these tournaments, we don't just want to be there. We don't just want to show up. And I know it means a huge deal to everyone involved because of the financial implications, because of the opportunities for the youngsters, the likes of Kaim Dixon playing in front of so many people, 50,000, 60,000, and scouts included. So it means a great deal for all these stakeholders, I should say, or for all those involved. But we don't just want to be there. We want to go there and we want to leave our mark. Did the Reggae Boyz leave their mark on the Copa America tournament? I don't think so. I think across the 3 games, it was obvious that they were struggling for an identity. They were struggling to figure out what they were doing. The coach, from the beginning, there was confusion because the selection came out, this whole ordeal of Leon Bailey, confusion there. The coach brought some players who were injured, who, quite frankly, wouldn't even make the cut in the end. We saw the likes of Andre Blake not playing a single minute because he is injured. Demari Gray coming back from an injury where he was out for, 6-7 weeks. And that reflected in his performance as well. So I think as far as games go, the last 3 games, they haven't been a true reflection of Demari Gray that we've seen with the Jamaica national team. But before I go any further, let's get to the meat of the matter. All right. Shout out to the sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need shipped in the island, they have you covered. So the meat of the matter, the Jamaica Football Federation and Coach Jaime Grimson, they have parted ways by mutual consent. In a statement released by the Jamaica Football Federation last night, it reads, and this June 30 for immediate release, the Jamaica Football Federation has accepted the resignation of the head coach of the senior men's national team, Jaime Grimson. The decision was communicated to the president and the players by the coach earlier today, and this was earlier yesterday, okay? Mr. Grimson came to Jamaica over 2 years ago and has worked assiduously to lift the standard of the national team. The Jamaica Football Federation and the wider Jamaica has seen much benefit as a result of Coach Grimson's tenure. I don't know how I feel about that line. The Jamaica Football Federation would like to thank him for the work he has done, and we are pleased with the coach's commitment to the team. Well, not so committed anymore. We wish him success in his future endeavors. And then it goes on to say the JFF Technical Committee will now begin the search for his replacement, as the CONCACAF Nations League and the FIFA World Cup are imminent. So Jamaica's next game is early September. So early September is when we play again. So that gives us just about, what month are we in? June? We're in July now. So it gives us just about 2 months to find a replacement for Coach Jaime Grimson. And mind you, I think Coach Grimson didn't really do anything special with the Jamaica national team. I know we qualified for Copa, which was good, but we've qualified for Copa in the past. Okay? We've qualified for Copa before. So I think he didn't win any game that he was supposed to lose. He didn't win any game that we were like, oh, how come he won that game? All the opponents that we played that Grimson won against are teams that he was expected to beat. And that's not me being harsh. I can even go as far as to quote the statistics, right? So Coach Grimson with the Reggae Boyz, just under 30 games. And for those who don't realize, he's already been with the national team for 2 years. So he was appointed September 2022. So he's already been with the team for 2 years. He's played, or he's overseen, he's managed just under 30 games. Okay, so just under 30 games. Yeah, I say just under 30. He's won 11. Okay, he's won 11. What that means is his win percentage is just about 40-ish. Put it that way. 40 and a little bit, if so much. For those who aren't aware, in Theodore Whitmore's last stint with the Jamaica national team was 54 games, and I think he won 26 of that 54, or 20 something. So his win percentage was 42.6, 42.8 percentage. Okay? So in the grand scheme of things, managing a national team or managing any football team whatsoever, it's a numbers game. And if you're asking why I'm quoting the numbers and you're saying, but he had less time than Whitmore and that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. It's how much games you win, because when people are looking to appoint a manager, they're looking at your win percentage. All right. Afterwards, they're going to take that win percentage into context and say, what are the resources you had at your disposal? So were the players? Coach Grimson had Demari Gray and Leon Bailey for most of the games. Mikel Antonio, Shamar Nichols. So those are the resources he had at his disposal. Win percentage, just about 40. We have Theodore Whitmore, second stint with the Jamaica national team, just over 50 games, win percentage 42%. So at the end of the show, I'm going to ask a question, because we're just going to leave this video to just about 10 minutes, because I think it's a conversation worth having. And for the Jamaicans who are expecting, hopefully, fingers crossed, the hurricane changes its path, but we hope you stay safe. All right, we hope and pray the Jamaican folks stay safe amidst hurricane season. We know how it is. All right. But Jamaica at the Copa America, we were quite frankly a placeholder. The football that was played was disheartening, and especially in that last game against Venezuela. I know the team had already been knocked out, but the players just looked dejected. There wasn't any interest. Demari Gray, every time he lost the ball, he was walking. Casey Palmer in midfield, walking again. Damian Lowe losing the ball as a defender, walking. So it's, I don't know. I think it was almost as if the players, they gave up. And that's not how it works. Whenever you're playing for the national team, regardless, there's nothing at stake. You have to play with your heart and your sleeve. And Damian Lowe, in the interview on the cut the other day, he spoke about that, and he spoke at length. So seeing this reaction from the players in the final game against Venezuela, the body language, everything, it was it. And on another note, I think all the drama that was happening in the Jamaica Football Federation and with the players as well contributed to Coach Grimson actually not so motivated to continue his tenure with the Jamaica senior national team. In the grand scheme of things, we need to bear in mind that Coach Grimson signed a 2-year contract. Right? So it was a 2-year contract that he signed with the Jamaica Football Federation. That 2-year contract would take him to where we are now. Okay, so the 2-year contract would take him to roughly September 2024. And then they'd revisit, and then they'd reassess and see the next steps. Quite frankly, on the back of the performances over the last couple of years, or the last 2 years since September 2022, it was decided that it doesn't make any sense for him to continue. And I think from the coach's perspective, like for Jamaicans, it's easy for us to say, oh, this is Jamaican, that's how it is and all of that. But I think the culture shock and everything that came with the Jamaica Football Federation, the baggage, it was just too much for the coach. So outside of his performances, because And people just look at it as football is played on the field and all of that. But everything that's happening behind the scenes as well, that contributes to what we're seeing on the pitch. All right, so if the coach can't focus solely on the football, then he's going to be sidetracked. He's not going to give his best on the field. He's not going to show his best. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Coach Hallmer Hallgrimson's tactics. I think how he approaches football is for someone who's playing with a team with inferior talent all the time. The Reggae Boyz is not that team. I think in previous years we were a team of inferior talent. However, the last couple of years we've recruited well and we have some top quality players in the national setup. What do I mean by that? When you have top quality players in your setup, you need to go out on the front foot. Coach Grimson, and this is my opinion, I've gotten the impression that he's one who's always reactive. Yeah, he's always reactive. He's never gone out and been proactive, saying, "Okay, I want to take this game by the scruff of the neck. I want to go out swinging." I don't get that. Sir Mike see, even with Leon Bailey, the team is weak. So I disagree with that. Without Leon Bailey, the team is weak. No, I don't agree with that. Because the 3 games that we lost in the Copa America, those aren't the first 3 games that we've lost. All right? And we've seen these soft performances from the Reggae Boyz before. So as a whole, I think the team was lacking ideas. I think it was lacking structure. And as someone said on one of the popular sport shows, the system was non-existent. So I won't go as far as saying good riddance, but Coach Grimson, very good, very polite individual. He speaks well, and I think that's what some people, that's a problem some people had with Theodore Whitmore. He speaks well. He's a very approachable individual. But as far as football goes, I just don't think the Jamaica Football Federation and Coach Grimson were the perfect match. No, the quest will continue. By the time we get to September, we would have appointed someone else, and we're waiting in the wings to see what becomes of that. But remember, Coach Grimson win percentage just over 40% after less than 30 games in charge of the Jamaica national team. He's won 11 games. Coach Theodore Whitmore, 54 games, win percentage 42%. And I think the resignation comes as a shock to some, but for others, not so much. We could see the writing on the wall. It was always going to happen, primarily because of what we've been seeing. He's been with the team 2 years. We haven't really seen any improvement in how we play. We haven't seen any ideas as to this is how we want to play. We haven't seen a system of football in place. And an argument can be made that he hasn't really improved the football. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to throw the question over to you, the viewers and subscribers. And my question today is, has Coach Heimer Hallgrimson improved the standard of Jamaica senior national team's football over his 2-year tenure? Again, has Jamaica's football improved under Coach Heimer Hallgrimson? So the 2 years that he's been with the Jamaican national team, has he made it better or worse? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Big news again. Heimer Hallgrimson has decided to part ways with the Jamaica Football Federation. They're saying it's by mutual consent. Makes sense. After 2 years, it was a 2-year stint. We're approaching 2 years now. So it makes sense that he has decided not to renew his contract with the Jamaica national team, especially on the back of everything that's happening behind the scenes, the disorganization. And folks can blame the Jamaica Football Federation because usually that's where the fingers end up pointing to the Jamaica Football Federation. It's because you're disorganized, it's because it's this and because it's that. You're chaotic, you're not professional, patty shop, all of that. But at the end of the day, I think Coach Grimson wasn't that great after all. That's my opinion. Let's hear what your thoughts are. Has Heimer Hallgrimson improved the Jamaica national team's standard of play over his 2-year stint? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Halftime TV saying, have a wonderful day. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe. We know the hurricane is still scheduled to pass close by Jamaica. So stay safe to all the viewers in Jamaica. For those in Canada, happy Canada Day. I hope you enjoy the holiday and have a productive week to you and your families. Peace out.